Hey guys, so today I want to dive in to a really fun uh, deck idea that I've been mulling around and thinking about. So we're just gonna make a fun deck. I'm gonna try a series of just decks that they're not gonna be competitive really. They're not gonna be super powerful, but they're gonna have like some really fun interactions. They're gonna have cool characters and stuff, and just that kind of fun thematic idea. So the first one we're going to do was inspired by the fact that I was just thinking, it's been about a week or more now. I was thinking to myself, man, aren't all of the Millennium Falcons like yellow and green and white? And so I looked, and they are. They're all yellow and green and white. And I was like, well, wait a minute. There's like a couple of Han units that are yellow, and there's a Chewbacca that's green. And so I'm like, oh my goodness. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Han pilot leader, and we're going to try and put together a deck using a bunch of um, the Millennium Falcon units, the Millennium Falcon and her crew. We're going to use a splash base because um, there are some cards that we're going to want to use um, that will be out of aspect. But I think this is going to be super fun. This will be a fun little deck to build. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, we're going to need the Falcon. What do we got here? All right, we got Bucket of Bolts. This is the Millennium Falcon that's from IBH, Intra Battle Hoth. I'm very familiar with this unit because Intra Battle Hoth is how I got into the game. Dear friend just he introduced me to the game quite a few years back, and I enjoyed it, but like it wasn't something I was going to get into. But then he gifted myself and my brother and nephew a copy of Intro Battle Hoth, and that's really what got me into the game. So I'm very much attached to a lot of the IBH units, and it's funny when I'm playing in weekly. Sometimes I have an IBH card in the deck, and everyone's like, "Where's that from?" Because no one plays them. They're pretty bad. This one's not horrible. It's a 7.56, which isn't a great stat line, but if your base has more damage on it than any base, ready this unit. It's not a great unit. You wouldn't play it most of the time, but it's going to be good for a finisher if you're losing, because you can ready this as soon as you play it. It kind of has some of the energy of um, this unit right here, the Spark of Rebellion, Millennium Falcon, which enters play ready, which is super awesome. That is a great um, that is a great card. We're going to have a couple of those in there, I think. Get out and push. This is an awesome card. We're gonna have three of those. Get out and push is so much fun because you can deploy one additional pilot on it. So fun, and we're gonna have pilots in this deck, and we're gonna have some fun combos with that. Let's see, dodging patrols. Dodging patrols is from Lawless. It's green, yellow, white. This is the only Falcon, I believe. It's the only Falcon that isn't yellow, white, or white. It's the only Falcon that's not yellow or just heroism. So it's not like crazy. It has good stats, but a nice on attack where you're decreasing your opponent's space, but then buffing your ground. It's a cool little unit. We'll probably have a couple of those. Yahoo! So this is interesting. If you're looking at this card and going, what the heck is that? This is a spoiler from Icons. And it is, it again is also very similar to Piece of Junk. It doesn't ready, but it has a similar ability where like you either pay one or return this unit to her owner's hand. This one is when attack ends, you may pay one if you do return from the unit that costs 3 or less to its owner's hand. If it's returned to your hand, you may play it for free. What's funny is if you're playing an Eternal deck and you've got Yahoo and Piece of Junk, and Piece of Junk is out and you play Yahoo and then attack with it, you can return this card to your hand and then play it for free, which is really interesting. I don't know why you would want to do that, But like, it's funny that it's a friendly unit that costs 3 or less. I wonder if they kind of did that on purpose. We'll have a couple of these, I think. Again, we're going to try to have as many of these cards as we can. Lando's Pride is really fascinating. Um, very fascinating. Headless Smuggle. If you play this unit from your hand against ambush. Yeah, I mean, we've got to have one, right? At least. Yeah, that's fascinating. All right, yeah, we'll have one of those. Cool, cool. So that's that. Now, if you are familiar with the game, you know that, unfortunately, we're still missing one. We're missing Gold Leader. Now, the fact that they didn't name this Millennium Falcon and then just put Gold Leader as the subtitle makes me continually more angry every day. Every day, more lies. It just means that if you attach Han Solo to it, it doesn't count as the Millennium Falcon, which means it doesn't deal as combat damage for the defender, which is really annoying. So, but we got to have one. That'll be one of those units we can splash if we want to. So that's all the Falcons. Yeah, like that's all the Falcons. So we're up to 13 cards. I think we have a pretty stacked little space section. So the question is, what is next? What is next? If we go back here and search gold, it popped up just a second ago. It's loading. We need to have Han's golden dice, obviously. We have to, especially with, Han's ability. It's just different odd costed units. It's so fun. I have Han's golden dice in like my Lando deck. It's not a great Lando deck, but it's fun. It's fun to play the Han's golden dice. Now, what else are we gonna put in here? Let's do Han. So for Han, okay, there we go. Reluctant Hero, Ambush. It's funny. This unit deals combat damage for the defender. They're really, and then of course we get to this guy and that's his ability when he's a pilot if they're attached to the Millennium Falcon. That's really cool. I'll have 2 of those. Han Solo Scruffy Looking Nerfer. This is another IPH card. I think we got to have 2 of those. It's a good little card. It's a 6/6/6 basically, and it just notches down the power when it's attacking, which is super cool. Has his moments, obviously. Got to have 3 of those. And of course, on the golden dice. Now there are other Han units. That one will be out of aspect, but that is okay. That'll be one of those units we can splash. I think it's a cool unit. The fun thing about this unit is I just stuck this into my Mon Mothma deck. Mon Mothma is super fun. It was one of my first really good decks, but the selections for 4-drop officials are kind of paltry after rotation. What I had was General Rican from IBH and the Lone Shark, which is yellow. It's an ambush, and then it does something else, restore maybe. But they weren't great. But what's really funny is that it appears like I feel like they have some of this stuff in mind when they're going into building sets, because if we look in Ashes, I don't think it's coincidence that we get Han Solo and Cobb Vanth, which are both 4-drop officials that are non-villainy that just slot right into Mon Mothma, which is so fun. And I also put in the new Leia. That's kind of the companion to this card from the Bollock deck. Cool. Of course, the other Han that we have is Hibernation Sick. And I feel like we have to have a couple of those. Such a cool card. If we get that early on, just splash that out, resource whatever else we get that is out of aspect. That could be super, super fun. What else are we looking for? We need Chewie. If I misspelled Chewbacca. Okay, cool. What we got here? Let's start over here. We've got Faithful First Mate. This is such an awesome card. We gotta have 3 of those. That's gonna be awesome. The Millennium Falcon, you can have 2 pilots on it. If we can put Han on it and then put Chewie on it, like, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Loyal Companion. This is from Spark of Rebellion. 5/3/6 Sentinel. When this unit is attacked, ready him. The funny thing about this is if we go down here, we get basically the same card but slightly worse. And this is the card from IBH, and I play this in my Lando deck. And it's funny. They kind of just reused him. So I mean, what we gonna have to do, I feel like, is just do 2 of those and 1 of those, because I want to have both of them in there. As much as like this is just this but worse, I want to have him. Although the one thing they did change, notice that he's a rebel instead of Underworld, which they kind of did with some of the Falcons. So like if you look at Piece of Junk, it's Underworld, but you get to Yahoo and it's Rebel. Get out and push this Rebel. Conducting patrols is Rebel. Gold Leader is obviously red. So it's blunt, but Lando's Pride is Underworld as well. So yeah, what Mercenary Fleet? Why is it in there? I did put that in there. Cool. That is fun. Okay, all right. There's those Chewies. Now there's other Chewies, unfortunately. This one's fun. This is super cool. I find it so hilarious. Smuggle is such an interesting keyword. Whenever you have something on the card like smuggle and piloting, where you have an extra cost icon, um, it's funny when they have different aspects than the card as a unit. For example, is it Boba or Mando? Mando. The Mando pilot is double yellow, but the pilot is not. It's a two cost yellow neutral. So this one's funny because instead of being blue white, because you're smuggling it out and you're defeating a unit with 5, they make it red. They make it aggression, which is super cool. It's super cool. Obviously, like if you're playing, I bet you like if you're playing like those old blue white, like Chewie, cheer it, and then playing with red, this right here is probably a great finisher for that. We're gonna have to stick 1 in there because we want to have everything. Chewbacca, Mighty Rescuer is so good. Oh my gosh, I love all the blue, green, white units and all the blue, green units. They're so good. We're gonna have to build a deck with like all the blue, green cards eventually. Maybe use. I'll figure out a good green or blue leader to do that with, but we'll do that soon. But Chewie, attack ends when it was defeated. Give an experience token to this unit and heal 3 damage from. That's crazy, man. And it's so similar to Hibernation Sick Han Solo. It's so fun. Alright, I mean, we gotta put in a couple of those. What are we looking at here? We're at 36 cards. Okay. Cool. Alright, so now we want to fill some stuff out, right? First thing we do, we're looking for R2. First R2 we need is this one. We need 3 of this, baby, because this upgrade gives the attached unit an extra pilot ability. So if I had to play this onto a Millennium Falcon, I can then attach 2 more pilots to it. Oh my gosh. I can put Han Solo on it. I can put Chewbacca, the green Chewbacca, on it, and have R2D2 on it. If I do that, you have to remember that the Millennium Falcon gets +1 for each pilot unit on it. So that's 3. So that's +3, and it already has 3 power. That's 6. R2D2 is giving it 1, and then I think Han's giving it 2, and Chewie's giving it 3, if I remember correctly. That's like, what, 12 damage? Because that's 6. Yeah, that's 12 damage. So we can swing for 12. Plus, Han, the leader, is a pilot. So, like, you can attach him to it. Even if you already have 2 pilots on it. If one of them's R2. That's just crazy, man. That's crazy. It's so much fun. And there's so many ways to just get that to work. It's so cool. What other R2s do we have that I'm going to put in? Could be good. We can slot 1 of those in there. Part of the plan. 5 cards of your deck for a unit that shares an aspect with a friendly unit, reveal and draw it. Ooh, could be cool. Let's put in 1 of those. We just want to have as many of these units in there as possible. R2D2, if you control a green unit, exhaust an enemy ground unit that costs 4 or less. This is another IBH card. I mean, we've got to, right? It's cute. It's cute. Full of solutions. It's a Republic Droid. 2/2 for one plate. You may discard a card from your hand. If you do, search the top 3 cards of your deck for a card and draw it. It's a Twilight card. It's not horrible for Twilight. A lot of Twilight cards aren't that good. What about here? Getting his chance. Raid 2, so it's a 2/3 one plate. You may deal 2 damage to a base. If you do, that base's controller draws a card. Interesting. So it's like, so I can see why it's a Twin Suns card. It makes sense. It's a Twin Suns card, but like it's really versatile because you're like, okay, I can get damage on a base, or if I need to, I can put some damage on my own base if I don't have any cards, and I can do some card draw. Got to stick one of those in for sure. What else? We got what, 6 more cards we can do for a 50 card deck. This is looking so much fun. What else do we want to put in? What else do we want to put in? What else? What else fits? What about like Leia? Not extraordinary. Pilots to your stations. Yes, this is a good card. Let's stick a couple of those in there. Yes, yes, yes. Defiant Princess, Spark of Rebellion. When played, either ready a resource or exhaust a unit. 2/2. Maybe. Is there anything over here? Vigilant for danger? No. Oh, it would be nice. It would go with the other one, but yeah, we're not gonna play that one very often anyway. Defiant Princess might be good to stick one of those in there, just because. We could do 3 more. So what are we gonna do? What about Lando? Lando. Let's see, what do we got for Lando? Responsible businessman. 6/6/5. Saboteur. Return 2 from the resource to his owner's hands. Check this out. 3/4/4. One played. Return 3 from the resource to the owner's hands. Resource with 2 cards from your hand. That's really good. That's another icons card. I'm excited. I think they're going to try and bring back double color cards, dual color cards in icons, and I'm all for it. I love double green, and all the double green that is almost all of it's out of rotation. In March, all of it will be out of rotation. So, first and foremost, like let's get some more to throw into that eternal double green deck, right? But like, let's let's get enough double green that we're incentivized to play double green. Also, hear me out. Triple color cards. I'm not talking like blue, green, white. I'm talking about like blue, green, red to incentivize people to really want to play, Saw Gerrera, Tobias, Armorer, Fennec, which are, they're, some of them are good. They're kind of, they haven't really been competitive. The Armorer could be really fun. But like if we make some cards that are like triple color, that are like really good, that could be just such a blast because that's going to incentivize people to play those really fun decks that are those fun neutral decks. And so I really hope they start bringing out triple color cards. Maybe they'll do that in Homeworlds. I have my doubts about that happening in Homeworlds, but who knows? Maybe the first 2027. But the first 2027 better be Republic era because I want my Jedi and my clones and Legends of the Force going out of rotation. So that's the last of it being gone. So, yeah, let's throw in Lando, responsible businessman. It's a 6-drop, so we'll put in just the 1. And you know what else we're gonna do? We're gonna go to Wookiees. Wookiee warrior, Wookiee gorilla, fugitive Wookiee. Let the Wookiee win. Liberated Wookiee. Ooh, liberated Wookiee's fun. You know what? Just for fun, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw in a liberated Wookiee and a Wookiee gorilla. Can we just talk about how cool Wookiee gorilla is? That's such a fun card. So it's basically a 3/4/4 with hidden. And like, I have to tell you, like the weekly play art is like one of the best looking cards that you can get your hands on. I think maybe I have playset or 2 playsets of it. A couple of the foils. The foils are they can really. I'm not a huge fan of even hyper foils or weekly play foils very much. I really like just the flat look of the hyper in the weekly plays. But like I have those in like my Lando deck, and then they're in a Vel deck. They're so good looking. That's 50 cards. This is so fun. So we got Han Solo Hibernation Sick, R2D2, R2D2, Leia, Liberated Wookiee, R2D2, 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 Leia, Wookiee Gorilla, Chewbacca, Han, Chewbacca, 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 Han, Han, Lando, Han, Chewie, the Falcon, the Falcon, the Falcon, the Falcon, Gold Leader, the Falcon, and Han's Golden Dice. This is gonna be so fun. Alright, let's rename it. What are we gonna call this? We're gonna call this Crew of the Falcon. Or should we call it something like... How many parsecs did they do the Castle Run in? We know it's a measurement of distance, not time. You nerd. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's do that for now. I might want to rename it to, like, the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. Was it 12 parsecs? I feel like it was 12 parsecs. Am I remembering that right? I'm not going to Google it. I'll look it up later and maybe change it. All right, this is what we're going to do now, okay? This is what we're going to do now. I think we're going to take this over into Force Table. This deck is not going to have any fun on Carabast at all. But we're going to take it over to Force Table. And we're going to take it against a gauntlet of some of my good decks and see what we can get done with it, right? Let's do it. Okay, so we've got it here in Force Table. What are we going to start with? Let's start with something fun. Let's try like a slower deck or a slightly weaker deck, just so we can kind of have some fun with it, and then we'll gradually maybe get a little better. Let's start with half a credit here, Belsartha. This is a blue-yellow deck. Defaults. Let's P1 start. Cool. What are we looking at for cards here? We could play R2D2. Ooh, that'd be good. Search top cards for a unit that shows an aspect with a friendly unit. A rebel. I could find a rebel. Top 5 cards. Nice. Let's resource that. We can resource that, and then we can resource maybe this. Yeah, this isn't bad. Let's keep this. Let's keep this, and then on our second turn, we can play this baby right here. Let's choose this baby right here, and then we'll do. All right. Or you know what? Let's do this one, because we could probably smuggle it out if we need it. Yep. Done. Cool. Alright, let's start with R2D2 coming out. Search the top 5. What are we looking at here? Ooh, that's a rebel, isn't it? Yes! Let's grab it right now. Or do we start with R2? Oh, but if we do, then we might not get Han. But we really need R2 to be able to set up the Falcon, don't we? I think we gotta grab R2 first, and then hope we pick up either Han or maybe Chewie. We'll see. I think we kind of have to. We'll grab this baby right here. What do we got here? Attacking the put card in the unit have different outcomes that it's possible to attack. Yep. We'll take the initiative here. What do we got here? Han Solo, it'll work. That might be the card that we splash. What do we get rid of here? Let's yank that right here for now. I don't want to do that because I really don't want to discard my thing. So let's just do this. Let's let's attack to the base. She's gonna give me a credit token. Hey, I like it. Anything that gives me credit tokens is awesome. Let's play the Millennium Falcon. Should we yank the credit token while it's here so she doesn't defiant scrapper it? Yeah, let's do it. Smack. Cool. Let's play R2D2 as a pilot over to here. Tauntaun, very nice. Let's play this because actually we have an extra resource. Very nice. And then ability, cancel, don't need to, and then we'll pass. He has the initiative, that's fine. She has the initiative. 3. Ooh, yeah, I think we're gonna splash this. So, need to smuggle it, but cost a lot. Yeah, let's definitely resource that. We'll Han Solo. Should we start by attacking, I think? Yep, we'll start by attacking. Very nice. Let's do 5 damage to base. Oh, yeah. Chewbacca, nice. Very nice. I mean, the Sentinel would have been nice, but we have an extra credit token. Let's do this, right? Yes. Let's play. Can't. Oh, I could smuggle, actually. But if I play Ram-handed with this one, the game's ambush, I don't really care too much. Let's just do these for now. Or you know what? You know what? You know what? I know. I realize I can't go back on this. I have to undo. 3 advantage tokens too. Let's come over here because they'll be less likely to be defeated. I gotta undo. Undo. Go back to beginning of current turn. Last player 1 turn. Yep. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to use action ability. I forgot that. Unfortunately, it like let's do that. We'll play a hand, play a card. We'll play that card, and we'll use these 4. I'll keep the credits there. We'll do 3 to this. We'll give the advantage tokens here because this is probably going to be removed. That's fine. We'll take the initiative, right? 5. Yep, take the initiative. Defense Fleet X-Wing. That's going to be a problem, but it is what it is. Don't need another get out and push, really. But that could be fun. That could be fun right there. And then do that. Oh, I like it. I like it. Yep, done. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to let's we're going to play Leia. I could play the Millennium Falcon, but I don't have more damage on my base than the enemy does. So I'm not going to do that. But, so what we're going to do is we're going to play Leia. And when played, I can ready a resource or exhaust a unit. I think I'm going to exhaust this, right? Right. She can't, can she defeat? Yeah, this one though, because I don't want her to get the shield token. So we'll exhaust that. She'll attack the base, very nice. We'll play that using these. He's a 5 to play. We will use the action ability to epic action as a pilot onto. Could put him on here, right? Do I put him on there? Or do I put him on here to boost this guy's health? Because that thing's doing 2 damage. Do I spread the wealth around? Let's spread the wealth around. Ready resources for odd costs. Bro, that's crazy. And there we go. We're going to play this card because it readied all my resources. I always forget that. And we'll go like that, and we keyed it. My base is more damage, so I ready it. Rebel Blockade Runner is fun. Let's smack, baby. Let's smack. This does 5 damage, so take 2 back. I'll smack that. It's gone. We'll attack the base. See, this is so much fun. Let's do it. Oh, it's Chewie! Oh, no! No! At least it was odd. R2-D2. Ooh, the Sentinel could be good. Let's see. Look, put on the bottom. Yep, let's get rid of that. And we'll have 6, and let's do that. It's gonna smack that. I don't care too much. It's gone. Let's play. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do that. Give me another credit for one of those. She can only smack it with 1. And I can't kill it, so we're just gonna, let's do this. It's behind that. So let's start. This one has only 5 health, right? Yeah, only 5 health. Yeah, let's do 5 to base. D2. It's not odd. That's fine. That's not the card I want. I forgot he had she had Saboteur. And then we'll do another 5 to base. I'm top decking right now. I'll give it a space unit. I'll pass on that, but then we'll give a ground unit +2, which means he's going to be a 5/6, which means that's going to defeat that. Unfortunately, that means this gets a shield token, doesn't it? Does. That's a bummer, but it's okay. But remember, when it's attacked, it gets readied. So we ready it, and did we smash this? Nope, he has a shield. So we just take that, and we're at 29. Defiant Scrapper, and they defeat one of my credits. I take the initiative. Wookiee Gorilla is hidden. Deploys. Smacks into it. It readies. Unfortunately, it dies, though. Okay. Oh. 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 You know what we do? Let's just do that. Let's deploy this. Onto what? Onto what? This one? Yes. Oh, yeah, I can't, because I have 2. That's fine. That's fine. Which one are we going to attack with? This one or this one? Let's attack this one. I'll pass. Let's buff that. Very nice. Very nice. That was a blast. This is a really fun deck. I'm liking this a lot. Let's do another game. So we're going to try out this one. This is a deck called Part of the Rebel Alliance and a Traitor. This is a Leia wine that I built. Let's see how Han holds up to her. This is a very spacey deck as well. So let's see what it is. What do we got here? I guess I could start with Han. And then go from Han into this Millennium Falcon. And then I'd have Chewbacca to put on it. Yeah, we'll keep this. Let's kill this Chewie and this Chewie. And we'll start with Han. Let's go. Action ability. I know I'm going to be hitting this early, but let's do it. Shielded. Restored Arc 170. Arc 170 is nice. I take the initiative. R2D2 is awesome. Let's get rid of that. Or no. Let's get rid of this, because I can then play that. So let's start by going like this. I get an experience token. I keep the shield. That's nice. This guy gets Hopeful Volunteer. Very cool. Let's play this Millennium Falcon for 2. Enters play ready. He'll restore and then smash. We're going to play R2D2 for free as a pilot right over here. And then he can still get Chewbacca. Now, this is not the one Chewbacca, but because the one Millennium Falcon that can have 3, but I can still have 2 with this. Not this phase, but next phase. So, and then we'll attack with this. That has 6 health. I'm not too worried about dealing with that. We'll just put another 4 on the base. And Tess. Han Solo? Bro, this could be so much fun. Which one are we going to go with? Let's get rid of that, because then we can play that, and then play neither of those yet, but what we can do is we can play this turn, then play that and that next turn. Cool. All right. But I can't attach this yet. Oh, I have to pay 1 resource to keep that in play, right? Then I can play Falcon. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Doesn't really matter a whole lot. Cool. Smacks the base. Let's attack here. Give XP token to this. Cool, another Restored Arc 170. Draws a card. Man, setting up some cards over there. So now we have to think about how we want to play this, because this is not the right Falcon. So Chewie might want to deploy on the ground. For now, let's attack with this. Smack the base for another 4. Scarif Lieutenant. So I think we play Falcon here, and then we can play Han or Chewie on him. I think we play Chewie and then smack Han onto the ground. Maybe. Right? Let's try it. Let's try that. We're going to play the Falcon. We're going to pass. She keeps the initiative. Don't need that. Yes, I'm fine with that. That one's fine. Chewie costs 3. Han costs 2. What? Did he's... What do you do? Oh, he nothing left to feared. See, I forgot I put that in this deck. She can nothing left to fear. Ah, that's a bummer. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. But it is what it is. Let's play Chewie as a pilot onto here. And then I can play Han's Golden Dice onto it. He's gonna do 5 to it? That was dumb. You can do 3 to it now and kill it. So I guess I gotta attack with it first. Or else I'll lose it. It's a bummer. I can give... Oh, nice. And then give this plus 2. Fun. Ooh, Leia. Cool. We will attack here. I could have smashed her and lost my shield token, and she would die because I would have gotten the 6. Could have been fun. Put it in fun. All right, let's play Hunt Golden Dice over here. Cool. This is the 5th resource, so let's deploy. He's not able to deploy as a pilot right now. And let's smack the base. And pass. 24. This is pretty good. Gold Leader is not playable. Neither is Chewbacca, though. So, what do we do here? Do we ambush with Han? I think we ambush with Han. Yeah, he's gone. So, what we do is we will play a card. We will play Han. We will ambush him into... You do this one just because that way get less damage on the base. Yeah, because it doesn't matter. Because I'm just going to win with Han. Unless she plays one of the ground sentinels, that would be really painful. But she's going to attack first. Yeah, that's how Force Table plays it. Alright, let's go here. That's some heavy restore. I don't like that. Partisan infantry with raid 1. 3 to base. That's game. I like this. Now, granted, what I just played are some really weak decks, but this is a really fun deck. Even if you're losing, if you can set some of these things up, it's really fun. And even then, like, you're playing with like 4 different Hans, 5 different Chewie. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. All right, well, this has been a blast. Hopefully, we can do some more of these. I'm thinking some of the other ones I want to do are maybe a Grievous deck, my own little take on a general Grievous deck. I'd like to do a deck with like all straight white heroism units. That'll be fun. But yeah, this has been a blast. Thanks for watching.